The intruder's quick fingers worked the lock. He moved fast and did not make mistakes. He knew this lock was not very good. It was easy for him, because he had broken into many places before. In a few minutes, the door opened. The house was empty. He knew the person who lived there always left on Tuesday afternoons. They always did the same things each week. This made it easy for him. He went inside. He thought about his friends. He remembered the notes they wrote in his textbook. These notes told him when people would be away. He felt nervous as he walked through the kitchen. His shoes made a small noise on the marble floor. He stopped and listened. He only heard the grandfather clock in the hallway. The clock ticked the seconds. The sunlight came through the white curtains. It made light stripes on the kitchen counters. Just this one last time, he said to the empty house, but he had told himself this lie before. The master bedroom waited upstairs, second door on the right. He knew the way by heart now. 13 steps up. Avoid the creaky board near the landing. Turn the crystal door knob counterclockwise. The room smelled like vanilla and jasmine. Paige's signature perfume. It clung to everything, even the air itself. The walk-in closet beckoned like a siren's cave. He pushed past the suits and blouses to the back section where evening gowns hung in plastic covers. His fingers trembled as they traced the fabrics. Silk, satin, chiffon. Each dress told a story he'd never live. The emerald cocktail dress caught his eye first. He'd tried it on last week, spent 20 minutes in front of the full-length mirror, turning this way and that. But today something else called to him. Something hidden in the very back, shrouded in white plastic. He pushed aside a row of shoes and found it. The zipper on the garment bag stuck halfway down, but he coaxed it open. White satin spilled out like moonlight. Lace sleeves, pearl buttons, a train that would sweep the floor. A wedding dress, his heart hammered against his ribs. This was different. This was sacred. This was beautiful. He breathed. The dress came free from its hanger with a whisper of fabric, heavy in his arms, substantial in a way the other clothes never were. He laid it across the bed, careful not to wrinkle the train. His jeans and t-shirt formed a pile on the floor. The dress demanded more than just wearing. It demanded transformation. He found stockings in the dresser, a strapless bra in the lingerie drawer. Each piece of the puzzle clicked into place. The zipper ran up his spine like a promise. The bodice hugged tight, meant for someone with curves he didn't possess. But in the mirror, magic happened. The dress transformed him, erased the sharp angles and flat planes. The train pulled around his bare feet like spilled milk. He couldn't look away from his reflection. The person in the mirror wasn't him. Couldn't be him. She was elegant, graceful, everything he wasn't supposed to want to be. His brown hair looked wrong against the white satin, too short and boyish. But if he tilted his head just right, let it fall across his forehead. The garage door rumbled open downstairs. Ice flooded his veins. Tuesday, volleyball practice. But it was only 4:30. Voices drifted up through the floorboards. Paige's laugh bright and surprised. Her daughter Emma responding. Car doors slamming. The front door opening. Cancelled because Coach Johnson got food poisoning, Emma was saying. Can you believe it? From the cafeteria tuna. That's why I pack your lunch, Paige replied. Her heels clicked across the foyer. I'm going to change out of these scrubs. Want to order Chinese for dinner? He stood frozen in front of the mirror, the dress suddenly weighing 1,000 pounds. No time to change. No time to run. The stairs creaked under ascending footsteps. Hide. He needed to hide. The closet? No, too obvious. Under the bed. The train would show. The bathroom. The bedroom door opened. Paige stopped mid-step, her hand still on the doorknob. She wore navy scrubs, her blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. No sound came out. Behind her, Emma appeared. 17, athletic build, still in her volleyball uniform. Her eyes went wide as saucers. Mom, is that my wedding dress? Paige's voice came out flat and motionless. Her gaze traveled from the dress to his face, recognition dawning like a slow sunrise. You're the Patterson boy from next door. He tried to speak, his throat closed around the words. The dress held him prisoner, lace sleeves tight around his wrists. Emma pushed past her mother into the room. "Holy sorry, Mom. But holy, he's wearing your wedding dress." Language, Paige said automatically. She stepped forward, circled him like a predator, sizing up prey. "How did you get in?" The truth tumbled out in fragments. The lockpicks, the empty house, the clothes. Not the first time. God, why did he say that? Paige's expression darkened with each confession. How many times? 4? Maybe 5? Maybe. Emma laughed sharp and incredulous. "You don't remember how many times you've broken into her house?" Paige held up a hand, silencing her daughter. She studied him for a long moment, her nurse's eyes cataloging every detail. The dress, the stockings, the way he couldn't stop his hands from smoothing the skirt. "I should call the police." The words hit like a physical blow. He swayed on his feet, the train tangling around his ankles. "Please don't."
"I'm sorry."
"I'm so sorry. I'll never what? Never break into my house again. Never rifle through my personal belongings." Paige's voice rose with each word. "Never violate my privacy and my trust."
"Mom."
Emma touched her mother's arm. "Look at him. He's terrified."
"He should be."
But something in Paige's expression shifted. She tilted her head, considering, "Though I suppose the police would be complicated for everyone involved." Hope flickered in his chest. "I'll do anything. Pay for dry cleaning. Replace anything I damaged. I have money saved for my job." "Oh, you'll pay." Paige smiled. And it wasn't a kind smile. But not just with money. "Emma, close the curtains." Emma frowned.
"Why? Just do it."
His stomach dropped as understanding dawned. "Wait, what are you? You wanted to wear my dress so badly? Fine, you'll wear it." Paige opened the closet door wider. "But if you're going to play dress up in my house, you'll do it properly." She emerged with an armload of accessories, a veil, white satin pumps, a string of pearls. Each item landed on the bed with devastating finality. "Mom, are you serious?" Emma's voice pitched higher. "You're going to teach him a lesson." Paige's smile grew wider, one he won't forget. "Now be a dear and get my makeup kit from the bathroom." The next hour passed in a blur of transformation. Paige worked with clinical efficiency, her nurse's training evident in every precise movement. Foundation to smooth his skin, concealer to hide the shadow of stubble, blush to create cheekbones.
He didn't have.
"Close your eyes," she commanded, brandishing an eyeliner pencil. "And hold still. You move, I might blind you." Emma perched on the bed, offering commentary. "His lashes are longer than mine. That's not fair." "Life isn't fair," Paige replied, switching to mascara. "As our young friend here is learning, the makeup felt heavy on his skin, foreign and somehow right. Each stroke of the brush stripped away another piece of who he was supposed to be, or maybe revealed who he really was. He couldn't tell anymore. "The hair is a problem," Emma observed. "It's too short. Very boy next door, which is exactly what he is." Paige stepped back, examining her work. A boy next door who thinks it's acceptable to break into people's homes. She disappeared into the closet again, returning with a wig. Long brown waves that matched his natural color, styled in romantic curls. She settled it on his head, adjusting until it sat perfectly. There, she clipped the veil in place. Now for the shoes. The heels were torture. 3 in of white satin that pitched him forward forced his hips to sway with each step. Paige made him walk the length of the room over and over, correcting his posture. Shoulders back, smaller steps. "Don't stomp like an elephant. This is insane," he gasped, gripping the dresser for balance. "No. Breaking into my house was insane. This is consequences." Paige adjusted the train, spreading it out behind him. "Emma, open the curtains."
"No."
The word tore from his throat. "Please, someone might see." "That's the idea, princess." Paige's use of the pet name stung like a slap. "You wanted to play dress up? Now the whole neighborhood gets to see." Emma hesitated at the window. "Mom, this is pretty harsh. He's lucky I'm not pressing charges." Paige's voice borked no argument. "Open them." The curtains parted like theater drapes. Late afternoon sunlight flooded the room, turning the white dress incandescent. Outside, the street bustled with after-school activity. Kids riding bikes, parents walking dogs, neighbors washing cars. Stand in front of the window. His legs moved without his permission. The heels clicked against hardwood as he positioned himself in full view of the street. The dress glowed in the sunlight, impossible to miss. Smile, Paige commanded.
Wave.
You're a beautiful bride, aren't you? His hand rose mechanically. Through the glass, he saw Mrs. Chen pause in watering her roses. Her mouth fell open. Across the street, the teenage Thompson twins stopped shooting hoops to stare. Oh my God, Emma whispered. Tyler's taking pictures. Sure enough, Tyler Thompson had his phone raised, capturing every mortifying second. Within minutes, the photo would be all over social media. School tomorrow would be hell. 10 more minutes, Paige announced. Then we'll discuss payment. Those 10 minutes stretched like hours. More neighbors noticed. Some pointed, others pretended not to see, hurrying past with averted eyes. His face burned under the makeup, sweat trickling down his spine. Finally, mercifully, Paige allowed him to step back. Sit, she indicated the vanity bench. We need to talk. He collapsed onto the seat, the dress billowing around him. In the mirror, a bride stared back, flushed, humiliated, and somehow still beautiful. The dry cleaning alone will be $100, Paige began, ticking off items on her fingers. The makeup you've used, another $50. The shoes need professional cleaning, $75. And I'll need to have the dress pressed. I'll pay it all. His voice came out. I have $300 saved.
Perfect.
She smiled, that sharp smile again. You'll bring it by next Tuesday. Cash only. Emma shifted uncomfortably. Don't you think we've humiliated him enough? Have we? Paige turned to him. What do you think, young lady? Have you learned your lesson? The pet name twisted something inside him. Young lady, like he belonged in the dress in this role. Like she could see through to something he'd tried so hard to hide. Yes, he whispered. Yes, what? Yes, I've learned my lesson. Good. Paige stood, smoothing her scrubs. Then, let's get you out of my dress. Emma, help our princess with the zipper. The dress peeled away like shed skin. Each piece of the transformation reversed. Wig removed, makeup tissued off, boy clothes pulled back on. But something had changed. He could still feel the weight of the dress, the height of the heels, the sweep of hair against his shoulders. Paige walked him to the front door, Emma trailing behind. On the porch, she paused. Next Tuesday, $300. Don't be late. He nodded, not trusting his voice. And if I catch you in my house again. She let the threat hang in the air. Well, let's just say today will seem like a tea party in comparison. Understood? Understood? She shut the door in his face. Through the window, he could see them in the foyer. Emma gesticulating wildly, Paige shaking her head. Their voices carried through the glass, muffled but audible. Too far, Mom. Did you see his face? He's a criminal, Emma. He's lucky he turned away, stumbling down the porch steps. The street felt like a gauntlet. Neighbors stared from windows and driveways. Tyler Thompson called out something crude from across the street. He kept his head down, counting the steps to his own front door. His house stood empty, parents at work until late as always. He locked himself in his room and fell onto the bed, still in his street clothes. The ceiling stared back, blank and accusatory. His phone buzzed. Social media notifications already. Tyler's photo spreading like wildfire. By tomorrow, everyone at school would know. Everyone would have seen. But underneath the humiliation, something else stirred. The memory of satin against skin, the swish of the train, the way Paige had called him young lady, like it was the most natural thing in the world. He closed his eyes and could still feel it. The transformation, the revelation, the brightness of it all, even wrapped in shame and exposure. A week passed in. A haze of whispers and stares. School became a minefield of snickers and pointed fingers. He ate lunch alone, hid in the library between classes. Even the teachers looked at him differently now. Tuesday arrived with the inevitability of a dental appointment. He counted out the bills. 24 hours of minimum wage work crumpled in his sweaty palm. The walk next door felt endless. Paige answered on the second knock. She wore jeans and a green sweater, casual in a way that made him hyper-aware of his own rumpled t-shirt. Right on time, she accepted the money without counting it.
Come in.
I what? You heard me. She stepped aside. Emma's at practice. We need to talk. The house smelled the same. Vanilla and jasmine with undertones of lemon cleaner. He followed her to the living room, perching on the edge of the sofa like it might swallow him whole. Paige sat across from him, studying his face. How was your week? The question caught him off guard. How do you think? Difficult, I imagine. She crossed her legs. Tyler Thompson's quite the photographer. Heat crawled up his neck. Everyone saw. Yes, they did. She leaned forward.
Tell me something.
Was it worth it?
What?
The dress, the clothes, breaking into my house repeatedly. Was it worth all this? He should say no. Should apologize again. Promise it meant nothing. That he'd learned his lesson. Instead, the truth slipped out. I don't know. Paige's expression softened fractionally. At least you're honest. They sat in silence for a moment. The grandfather clock ticked in the hallway, marking seconds like heartbeats. I was young once, she said finally. I understand wanting things we're not supposed to want. Feeling like we don't fit in our own skin. It's not I'm not the words tangled on his tongue. I'm not here to label you. She held up a hand. That's your journey to figure out, but breaking into people's homes isn't the answer. I know. He stared at his hands.
I'm sorry. Really sorry.
I believe you. She stood smoothing her sweater. Which is why I'm going to make you an offer. His head snapped up. What kind of offer? Emma needs someone to help with her volunteer work at the clothing drive. Sorting donations, organizing, that sort of thing. Paige moved to the window, gazing out at the street. 2 hours every Saturday, minimum wage. You're offering me a job? I'm offering you a chance. She turned back to him. To earn money legally, to be around clothes without breaking any laws, to maybe figure out who you are without risking a criminal record.
Why?
The word came out strangled. After what I did. Because I think you're a confused kid who made stupid choices. Her voice gentled. And because I remember being young and feeling like I didn't fit anywhere. What's the catch? She smiled. A real smile this time, not the sharp-edged thing from before. No catch. Just show up, work hard, and keep your hands off my personal belongings. I will. I promise. Good. She walked him to the door. Saturday, 9 o'clock a.m. Don't be late. On the porch, he turned back. Paige, what you did last week, the dress, the makeup, calling me. He swallowed hard, calling me princess and young lady. Yes, it was horrible. I know, but also he couldn't finish the sentence. Couldn't admit that even through the humiliation, something about it had felt like coming home. She seemed to understand anyway. Saturday, 9 a.m. We'll start fresh. The door closed gently this time. He stood on the porch for a long moment, processing a job, a second chance, a possibility of something more than sneaking and hiding. Saturday morning dawned crisp and clear. He arrived at 8:55 wearing his cleanest jeans and a button-down shirt. Emma answered the door in ripped jeans and an oversized sweater. Mom said you'd be early. She led him through the house to the garage, where boxes of donated clothes towered like fabric mountains. We sort by size and gender, then bag them for the shelter. They worked in companionable silence for the first hour. Emma proved easy to talk to, chattering about school and volleyball while they folded and sorted. She didn't mention the dress incident, for which he felt pathetically grateful. These are pretty, he said, holding up a purple sundress. Emma glanced over. Size 8 women's pile. He folded it carefully, fingers lingering on the soft cotton. Emma watched him, expression thoughtful. You know, no one really cares anymore. About what? The photo? The dress thing? She shrugged.
There's already new drama.
Melissa, Chin got caught cheating on the SATs. Oh, I'm just saying high school memories are short. She pulled out a leather jacket, checking for tears. Plus, you looked better in that dress than Amanda Reeves did at prom. He nearly dropped the shirt he was folding.
What?
Just an observation? Emma grinned. Mom's wedding dress is vintage Vera Wang. It photographs beautifully. Your mom made me stand in the window in it. Yeah, that was harsh. She tossed the jacket in the men's pile. But you know what? You stood there. You took it. That takes guts. They continued sorting, the garage warming as the sun climbed higher. Paige appeared around noon with sandwiches and lemonade. How's it going? Good, Emma reported. We've done 6 boxes already. Excellent. Paige handed him a sandwich. Same time next week. He nodded, mouthful of turkey and Swiss. She ruffled Emma's hair and disappeared back inside. She likes you, Emma said once her mother was gone. She humiliated me in front of the entire neighborhood. Yeah, but she also gave you a job. Emma took a bite of her sandwich. Mom's complicated like that. Tough love and all. The weeks fell into rhythm. Saturdays at 9 o'clock sorting clothes with Emma. She told stories about each donation, who wore what, fashion disasters at school dances, the time someone donated a genuine Gucci bag by mistake. He found himself looking forward to it, to the easy companionship and the rustle of fabric between his fingers. His paycheck came in cash, always with a handwritten note from Paige. Good work this week. Or thanks for organizing the shoe section. Small acknowledgments that felt disproportionately important. One Saturday in November, Emma had an away game. He arrived to find Paige in the garage alone, already elbow-deep in donations. Emma's bus left at 7, she explained. Hope you don't mind working with the old lady today. You're not old. Flatterer. She handed him a box. Start with this one. Winter coats. They worked quietly for a while. The silence felt different with Paige, charged with unspoken questions. Finally, she broke it. Can I ask you something personal? His hands stilled on a wool PC coat. Okay. Do you still think about it? The dress? Heat flooded his face. Sometimes. Just sometimes. All the time, he admitted. I dream about it. Not just your dress. All of them. The way they felt, the way I felt. Paige nodded like this confirmed something she already knew. Have you talked to anyone? A counselor? Maybe.
No.
He resumed folding, needing something to do with his hands. I can't. My parents would. They wouldn't understand. Maybe not at first. She pulled out a sequin scarf, holding it up to the light. But parents can surprise you. Love is stronger than you think. Not in my house. She didn't push, for which he felt grateful. They continued sorting, the morning sun slanting through the garage windows. I have something for you, she said suddenly. Wait here. She disappeared into the house, returning with a garment bag. His heart stuttered as she hung it on the rack. I'm not suggesting anything. Her words came out rushed. But Emma's donating something she's outgrown. I thought you might want first pick. She unzipped the bag. Inside hung a simple black dress, knee-length with 3/4 sleeves. Nothing fancy, nothing like the wedding gown. Just a dress. I can't. It's a donation. Someone's going to get it. She stepped back. Might as well be someone who'd appreciate it. His hands moved without permission, fingering the fabric. Soft jersey, forgiving and comfortable. The kind of dress you could wear anywhere. To coffee, to the movies, to class if you were brave enough. Take it, Paige said quietly. No strings attached. Why are you being so nice to me? Because I think you're carrying something heavy all by yourself. She zipped the bag closed, handed it to him, and everyone deserves a little kindness. He clutched the bag against his chest. Thank you. You're welcome. She smiled. The warm smile, not the sharp one. Now come on, these coats won't sort themselves. He took the dress home, hid it in the back of his closet behind his winter clothes. For 3 days, he didn't touch it. On the 4th day, with his parents at their weekly dinner club, he pulled it out. The transformation felt different this time, slower, more deliberate. He'd bought makeup at CVS, watched YouTube tutorials on his phone. The foundation went on smoother. The eyeliner mostly straight, nothing elaborate, just enough to soften the angles of his face. The dress fit like it was made for him. He'd worried it would be too small, but the jersey stretched in all the right places. In his bedroom mirror, a young woman stared back. Not a boy in a dress, not a joke or a punishment, just a girl in a simple black dress. His phone buzzed. A text from Emma. Mom said she gave you the dress. Send pics. His fingers hovered over the keyboard. Delete or send. Trust or hide. He snapped a photo. Nothing fancy, just a mirror selfie. Hit send before he could change his mind. The response came immediately. Gorgeous. I knew that dress would look good on you. Mom has excellent taste. A second text. Want to go to Starbucks tomorrow? My treat. He stared at the invitation. Going out in public dressed like this. It was everything he wanted and everything that terrified him. I don't know if I'm ready, he typed back. Baby steps. We'll go through the drive-thru. You don't even have to get out of the car. Okay, great. Pick you up at 2. Wear the dress. He didn't sleep that night. By morning, he'd changed his mind 16 times. But at 1:30, he found himself in front of the mirror again, applying lip gloss with shaking hands. Emma pulled up right on time in her beat-up Honda. She dressed down in jeans and a Stanford hoodie, making him feel overdressed until she grinned. You look amazing. Seriously, that dress is perfect on you. I feel ridiculous. You feel scared. There's a difference. She pulled away from the curb. Seatbelt. The drive-thru line wrapped around the building. He slumped down in the seat, but Emma cranked up the music and sang along terribly to Taylor Swift. By the time they reached the speaker, his anxiety had faded to manageable levels. Veni caramel macchiato, and Emma glanced at him. What do you want? Vanilla latte. Make it 2 vanilla lattes, Emma told the speaker. And 2 cake pops. At the window, the barista barely glanced at them. Money exchanged, drinks delivered, no drama or stares or photos. Just 2 friends getting coffee on a Sunday afternoon. See, Emma said as they pulled into a parking spot. No big deal. I guess not. He sipped his latte, tasting freedom along with vanilla. Thank you. For what? For this. For being cool about everything. Please. You sorted donations with me. For 2 months. You've heard all my boring volleyball stories. She broke off a piece of cake pop. We're friends now. This is what friends do. They sat in the car for an hour talking about nothing and everything. Emma shared gossip from school, who was dating whom, which teachers were leaving, the ongoing saga of the senior prank plans. Normal teenage stuff that felt extraordinary in context. We should head back, Emma said eventually. Mom's making lasagna, and she always makes too much. Want to stay for dinner? Like this? He gestured at the dress. Why not? Mom's seen you in worse. Emma grinned at his expression. Kidding. But seriously, she won't care. Neither will I. The idea terrified him. Sitting at a dinner table, eating lasagna, dressed as himself, his real self, felt like crossing a line he couldn't uncross. Okay, he heard himself say. Dinner was surprisingly normal. Paige commented once on how nice he looked, then launched into a story about a difficult patient. Emma talked about college applications. He found himself relaxing, forgetting about the dress and makeup until he caught his reflection in the window. More garlic bread? Paige offered. No, thank you. He helped clear the table, careful not to spill on the dress. I should get home soon. Of course. Paige walked him to the door. Thank you for keeping Emma company today. I worry about her sometimes. All volleyball, no social life. Mom. Emma protested from the kitchen. It's true. Paige lowered her voice. And thank you for trusting us. I know this can't be easy. It's getting easier. He smoothed the dress unconsciously. Little by little. Good. She squeezed his shoulder. Same. Time Saturday. I'll be there. Walking home felt like floating. The street that had witnessed his humiliation now saw his triumph, small and quiet, but triumph nonetheless. Mrs. Chun waved from her garden. He waved back. His house stood dark, parents still out. He changed carefully, hanging the dress in his closet with reverence. The makeup came off with cold cream, leaving his skin pink and soft. In bed, he replayed the day. Coffee and conversation, lasagna and acceptance, the simple miracle of being seen and not found wanting. His phone lit up with a text from Emma. Same time next Sunday. I'm thinking mall trip. The mall public crowds and bright lights, and no car to hide in. Yes, he typed back. Saturday arrived with rain. He spent the morning sorting clothes and listening to Emma complain about her calculus teacher. Paige appeared periodically with hot chocolate and encouragement. "The mall tomorrow?" she asked during a break. "That's ambitious." Emma's idea. "She's good at pushing boundaries." Paige studied him. "You don't have to go if you're not ready." "I want to." The truth of it surprised him. "I'm tired of hiding." "Then go." She smiled. "But maybe start with a quieter time Sunday morning before the crowds."
Good idea.
They finished the last box as the rain tapered off. His paycheck included a bonus for excellent work. The note read, "Sunday dawned bright and cold." He spent an hour on his appearance. The black dress again paired with tights Emma had included in the donation bag. The makeup went on easier each time. Muscle memory developing. Emma picked him up at 10 o'clock. Chattering about sales and store layouts. The mall parking lot stretched half empty, the early hour keeping crowds at bay. "Where to first?" she asked as they entered through Macy's. "I don't know. I've never." He gestured vaguely at himself. "Not like this." "Then we'll explore." She linked her arm through his. "Come on, let's find you some bargains." They wandered through departments, Emma pulling things off racks for his opinion. Nothing for him to try on. Not yet. But the act of shopping together felt revolutionary. "These would look great on you." Emma held up a pair of ankle boots. "They're too expensive." "That's what sales are for." She checked the size.
7.
"How did you know?" "Lucky guess."
She grinned.
"Try them on." The boots fit perfectly. He walked the length of the aisle, marveling at how they changed his stride. More confident somehow, more himself. "We're getting them," Emma decided. "I can't afford my treat." "Call it an early Christmas present." She waved off his protests. "You've been sorting donations for months. You deserve something new." They left with the boots and a scarf. Emma insisted matched his eyes. The food court beckoned, still mostly empty. Just a few early shoppers and mall walkers. "Smoothies?" Emma suggested. They found a corner table, bags tucked underneath. He felt exposed without the car's protection, but no one paid them any attention. Just two friends sharing a Sunday morning. "Can I tell you something?" Emma stirred her smoothie with the straw. "When Mom made you stand in the window that day, I thought it was cruel. I almost called Dad to make her stop." "Why didn't you?" "Because I saw your face." She met his eyes. "You were humiliated." "Yeah, but there was something else, like you were seeing yourself for the first time." He remembered that moment. The weight of the dress, the heat of stairs, the terrifying rightness of it all. Was I that obvious? Only to someone paying attention. Emma reached across the table, squeezed his hand. "I'm glad you broke into our house." "That's a weird thing to be glad about." "Maybe, but if you hadn't, we wouldn't be friends. You'd still be hiding and Mom would have one less volunteer for the clothing drive." She really doesn't mind about, he gestured at himself again. "Mom's seen everything as a nurse." A kid exploring their identity doesn't even register on her weird scale. Emma grinned. "Plus, she likes you. Says you're a good worker." "I like her, too. Both of you." He squeezed back before letting go. "I never expected this. Life's funny that way." Emma checked her phone. "Want to hit up Target before it gets crowded?" They spent another hour wandering the aisles. Emma teaching him about skincare and nail polish. He bought lip gloss and mascara with his bonus money, each purchase feeling like a small act of rebellion. The drive home passed in comfortable silence. In his driveway, Emma turned to him. "Same time next week. Wouldn't miss it." "Good." She waited while he gathered his bags. "Hey, what's your name?"
"What?"
"When you're dressed like this, do you have a name you prefer?" He'd thought about it late at night. Tried on names like clothes. "Honey, are you ready for dinner?" His mother's voice was soft, a contrast to the sudden, loud pounding of his heart. He took a deep breath, unsure if he was ready to reveal himself just yet. As he stood there contemplating his reflection in the mirror, he noticed the transformation. The careful application of makeup had enhanced his features, and the new clothes, although not quite perfect, made him feel more confident. But it was the little black dress hanging proudly in the wardrobe that held the key to his true identity. He took a step forward, his heart and mind aligned. "I'm coming, Mom. Just give me a moment." With that, he made his decision. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my other socials if you want more content, early access, behind the scenes, and more. All links down below.